All right, guys, little cutie in the shop here today. Love these trucks. 83 square body truck, C10 with the Suburban front grille. So if you start trying to call me out on what year it is, I see the insurance, I've seen the VIN. It's an 83, but this one's got a bunch of Suburban parts on it. I think it's pretty cool. Good, honest little truck, man. Guy drove it about an hour here. A mechanic owned it and just kind of used it, drove it, did a little bit of work. All the work that's been done on it actually seems pretty decent. There's some stuff that's a little sketchy, but I think that guy was probably working through getting done with that and kind of sold this more as a project. It's been rewired. Got a nice new wiring harness. Got it updated. This looks like a 90s Suburban, maybe, master cylinder and booster here. That's pretty common to see these swapped over. And then check this thing out. I was blown away when I saw this. This is an old Holley sniper system of some sort. These are old school fuel injectors right here. So this is an old Holley TBI system of some sort. Like I said, I'm not familiar with this one. And it is not a self-contained unit like the modern snipers. This has a box in the cab that I'll show you here in a second, but these are essentially those Corvette Crossfire style TBI injectors. At least that's what it looks like to me. Pretty neat. Like I said, the guy drove it about an hour and a half here, and it fires right up. Put the key in and turn it. No problems with reliability there. Some problems with power though. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but let's go ahead and hook that back up. But basically, when you put your foot in this thing, nothing happens. It takes forever for it to get up to speed. AC's not working. There's some old evap systems, charcoal canister type stuff, vacuum pot over there. What we're gonna do with this truck is basically gonna end up being a full restoration, but the way we do it here in the shop, we just do phases. Phase one is always, let's get it running, driving, and reliable, because that is the foundation of it. You can't drive a paint job, and we deal with a lot of cars that look great in the garage, but the owner can't take them anywhere. And so for our customers, we're always trying to tell them, like, look, man, you can drive this thing in primer, you can drive this thing in Bondo, you can always come back later and do the paint. When they sit in your garage and you start piling crap on them and piling stuff around them, and you kind of forget that they exist because you're just too uncomfortable to drive it anywhere, there's no sense in owning it. It's just a hole in the ground that you throw money into. Get it running and driving, and if you can enjoy it, it's good for us as business, because if they enjoy it, when something goes wrong, they want it fixed. They want their car back. They love driving it on the weekends, taking the kids out in it, whatever it is that's important to them. We focus on that first. Come around here a little bit and we'll show you kind of a neat patina. It's obviously multiple different paint jobs and layers and parts from different trucks. I kind of like it. I don't think it looks too bad. Like Uncle Joe would have driven hot rod truck that you loved as a kid. We are gonna do paint eventually. We're big fans of, let's do the paint last. There's very few times where doing the paint not last is the right thing to do. Pretty rust-free, a little bit of surface scale here, but I mean, for a square body, I mean, this thing's in great shape. Got a little bit in here, but nothing that actually even really needs much of a patch. It can probably be ground down, and possibly this one's a little close to maybe not being able to be rust converted and just cleaned up. Guy doesn't want a show car. He's got a show car. He's got a 60s Cadillac that he spent a bunch of money getting restored. This is for him and his wife to take out on dates. Bench seat truck is perfect for that. Slides right over, sits in the middle, and there's no better feeling in the world than cruising an old, reliable truck with the woman you love sitting right next to you. So we're gonna get him there. Some neat touches in here. Suburban, the dead giveaway is the power window slot is for 4 switches, not 2. And I love this. We're gonna keep all this and we're gonna actually just restore it. We're gonna pop this stuff off and then re-dye this, whatever color we choose to do the interior in. We're gonna do 2-tone paint on it eventually. I'm gonna do a little dash resto. Got the Suburban, the high trim package. There's a couple things don't necessarily line up perfectly in here because of that. We can always fix that. CAD capabilities, 3D printer, 3-axis CNC. I mean, we can make anything we want to cover this up. Dash is jacked up here. He brought us a dash cap, but I'm gonna try to talk him into replacing the dash. They're real easy to replace, so even if we gotta do it no charge, I think that's the long-term fix here rather than putting a cap on it. Headliner, blown out. That one's rough. but that's no big deal. We'll go ahead and get it worked out for the Holley TBI system here. Again, got a little Woodward ECU here. Bench seat's in great shape. Could probably use a recover if he wants to change the color at all, but I think it's in perfect shape. I wouldn't do nothing with it. Got some few housekeeping issues, little details here and there. Get the AC working again, everything cleaned up. Should be a pretty small job. I don't see this thing going on too long. So the first order of business that's been approved by the customer is cam swap, headers, intake. We're gonna get rid of the Holley EFI system and go back to a carburetor and a fuel pump. Not because we dislike the fuel injection units, but in this shop, we always ask the customer, you're gonna have to get the screwdriver out every now and then and play with it. Now, the throttle body injection units, they get pretty worry-free after the initial dial-in phase. However, they do occasionally blow a fuse or something they need to be fiddled with. And so I always ask the customer, which one are you most comfortable educating yourself on and fiddling with a little bit in your garage? Or are you just gonna bring it to us or another shop anytime there's an issue? If they say, I'm happy getting a laptop out, or I'm happy looking at a 3.5-inch screen and figuring it out, I like electronics, I'm interested in it, we'll put a throttle body injection unit on it for them. Most customers are like, I can understand a carburetor. I messed with carburetors when I was little. That's what happened here. This guy's pretty familiar with carburetors. He's a do-it-yourself kind of guy. You got to remember, you know, roadside repairs sometimes are just little tiny things or whatever the customer needs to be able to handle on their own. Fine-tuning it when the weather changes or whatever. Pick your battles. EFI is going to have its own battles on occasion, less frequent in my opinion, but they may be more complex because you have to get into electrical and wiring. Carburetor, real straightforward. So we'll be converting this one back at his request. Got a little get up, not too bad. Little bottom end torque. That is matted though. That's full throttle, flooding out. Struggling. Now she's getting there. Oh, she kicked down. All right. Truck ride's great though. Man. Smooth, right? Yeah. I mean, it's lowered, so it doesn't take bumps quite as well, but I mean, this is a frontage road out in the country here. I gotta say, it's doing pretty good. Can't be sad about this. Track's nice and straight, steering wheel feels good. I don't know if the blinker's working. I hear the flasher, but I don't, oh, there's the indicator, it came on. There we go. It's going back and forth between flashing fast and slow. Might be a little grounding issue somewhere in the wiring. Yeah, good, honest little truck right here. I like it. You didn't have to pay for a paint job or some kind of fancy engine, you know, it's not running right like a lot of the cars we get in. Straightforward little truck. You could probably drive this thing every day, especially if you get that engine tuned up, get it to where it can get on the highway and get out of its own way. This thing's daily driver ready. It's nice and quiet. Windows aren't clanking all over the place. It has 0 mirrors, no rear view, no side view. So I'd probably want to address that. Just being able to back in and out of places, that'd probably be nice to have. Temp gauge is not working. We're gonna keep this drive short. Oil pressure gauge is working. Whether it's accurate, I don't know. It's reading about 55 pounds. I've got no reason to doubt it at this point. It's gonna be fun to crack into it a little bit, put that cam in there, new intake manifold, headers. We're gonna reuse the exhaust that it has since it's basically a new exhaust from the previous owner. Not so much saving money. We're gonna take this project pretty far. It's gonna get expensive, and he knows that. Why waste it? It's already there, it's good. Let's put our money somewhere else. Anytime we can save the customer a few bucks, we have found that it usually just ends up back in the car. Oh, spun the tires. All right. Struggles a little bit. And that first 1,800 RPM is real strong though. I wonder if I could do a little hand tune. Get your dog, you're stepping on my wires, bro. Turn the XL fuel down a little bit here. Give her a quarter turn, see what happens. That was a little better. Okay, let's turn choke all the way down. XL fuel all the way down. High RPM fuel is all the way up. I don't want to do that. There we go. There we go. Turning the screws now. Oh, she's ripping. All right. That's kind of neat. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be a handheld. It's probably supposed to be mounted up under the dash, but we may have turned a couple screws, got her running all right. Let's try that again. Let's see if that was a fluke. Let's see. No, she really cleaned up. That's matted. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of power, but it ain't stumbling all over itself anymore. Couple little minor adjustments. Ooh! Yeah. She's hauling now. That is kind of fun. I'll be honest with you. It's like the, I don't know when this thing is from. This is like the 3.5-inch dash on the new ones, you know. You can kind of sit there and make on-the-fly adjustments. This one, as long as your camera guy doesn't have his foot wrapped up in the wires, you're on the fly, baby. That's pretty fly, man. I gotta say, I have not seen these things. Just a little minor fuel adjustment. And now it was pretty responsive to it also. I gotta hand it, man, this thing's old. I don't know. Those injectors look old, but I don't know how long they've been doing those things. I'm gonna look it up. We'll figure it out. Woo! Snap your neck now.